So we want to talk about the empirical rule. So basically, the empirical rule is a rule that helps us actually sort of slice and dice the normal distribution. We're actually getting a very specific information about each one of the slices here. We can see that from z equals 0 to z equals 1, we have 34% of the overall results. From z score 1 to z score to z score 2, we have 13.5%. From z squared 2 to z squared 3, we have 2.35. And from z squared 3 and so on, we have 0.15% of the overall results. And what we can do with this, and obviously we have the same information for the negative side of the curve. And what we can do with this, basically, it gives us a bit of an advantage because it helps us do the calculations pretty fast and without using the big normal distribution table, which makes it a bit slower for us to work. So let's see some examples. So we want to find the probability for z score equals greater than 0, right? So greater than 0, effectively, this is the results. So let's see one by one. So effectively, what we have here to be greater than 0. That's the pink area of the results. We have 34%, right, from 0 to 1, and then 13.5% from 1 to 2, so that is 13.5, and from 2 to 3, that's 2.35, and from 3 and so on, we have 0.15%. So overall, if we add all of them together, we get 50%, which is 0.50 if we want to write that decimal. And of course, we could have identified it just from the overall look of the result. But the actual empirical rule actually helps us to get those answers fast. So how about the probability to be less than 1? So the probability to be less than 1, we can do either one of the two. We can either calculate or accumulate all the pink probabilities, or we can remove from 1, which is the overall probability, we can remove the parts from 1 to 2 and from 2 to 3 and to 3 to infinity, right? So we have chosen the second path. So the second path gives us actually, we want to accumulate the 3 yellow probabilities, right, which is total to 16%. So 1 minus 16% gives us 0.84 or 84%. And what about probability from negative 1 to 2? So basically what we have here is the same thing. We need to accumulate negative 1 to 0, 0 to 1, and 1 to 2, which adds up to 81.5% in total. So that is 0.815. And how about the probability to be less than 3? So for that, it's going to be the same thing. We can either remove the yellow part, right? Or we can accumulate the pink part, whichever one which is faster for you. Obviously, removing the yellow part is much faster. So by doing this, we get 0.9985 or 99.85%. And how about the probability to be greater than 3 from greater than z equals 3? That's exactly the other way around. So to be greater than 3, we get 1 minus the probability to be less than 3, which adds up to 0.015. Obviously, the bottom line here is incorrect, and the final result would be 0.015. And basically, that's it. That's the whole point or behind the empirical rule. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to subscribe for more content.